So you got your straps behind you. Let's talk about the internet championship. That was your brainchild, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. I started this YouTube show called Z True Long Island Story. Kind of it was just a way for me to express myself and maybe express my frustration in the spot I was in WWE, but I didn't want to do it in a bitter way. I didn't want to complain. This is before, now everyone complains on social media. This is before complaining on social media was really a thing. Social media wasn't really a thing yet. But I knew I wanted to do something, and I got a flip camera, which they don't even make anymore. I got that for Christmas from my parents. I was like, what am I going to do with this thing? And I just decided, like, hey, let's start this little YouTube vlog style show. And I just wanted to show like my personality. It was all in character, but I think it kind of let people in on my real life as well. And I kind of blended my real life with my wrestling character. And I think that's why it took off so well. Incorporating like characters like my real friends or my dad, or, I'd have action figures in there, and I would just be doing goofy stuff. And I think that's what really connected me with the audience. And eventually I created the internet title. At first it was just my youngest brother's kid's intercontinental title that I put labels on and painted. And then eventually I was like, you know what, let's get the real thing. Let's not make this a joke. And I made the real deal, which I don't know which way is it that way. There you go. It's right there.
Yeah. There was talks about bringing that into WWE, right? Because you were getting so much hype off of it.
Yeah, so it's funny because it was never actually on WWE TV, but there is a Mattel action figure with it.
Right.
It's in the video game. Like one of my shirts, it's on one of my shirts, but I never wore it on WWE TV. I tried to, it just didn't work out.
So that belt can travel with you elsewhere in the future.
Actually, I got a new one that I kind of been teasing on social media, because that has like my old logos on it and stuff like that. So I'm not someone who likes to hold on to the past. Like, yes, it's important to remember, and I'm a huge nostalgic person. That's my whole life basically revolves around nostalgia and toys I had when I was a kid. But sometimes you got to evolve and not just hold on to the past. I think if I just brought out the same internet title, it'd be kind of holding on to a past.
Okay. That's cool though. And then let's see, what do you got back there? US title?
Yeah, there's the I don't know how much you can see from here, but there's a US title, Intercontinental title, tag team title. So luckily I've had a couple cool moments when I was in WWE. So a lot of them were moments that happened at like a WrestleMania or a pay-per-view or in my hometown. So they all have a very special moment attached to it. It's not like I just won it in some random town at some random event. So that's pretty cool to me.
No, absolutely. Now, the IC title, it put you over the Miz on that WrestleMania, correct?
Yeah, it was a big ladder match for the IC title. I forget who was the champion going in. Might have been Kevin Owens, but yeah, it came down to the Miz and I. And that was a wild day for so many reasons. One, because it was what I consider my first real WrestleMania match. I had been in others before, but it was either like a big 12-man tag or a battle royal or something like that. So to me, those didn't count. So this was kind of my first big WrestleMania opportunity. So even, just walking out, hearing the music play, like that was a win for me. But to actually win the match and win the title, super cool. And, people have seen like my dad slide in the ring and they think that was part of the show. That was not part of the show. He legitimately just hopped the guardrail and slid in. And luckily, security knows him and didn't tackle him. That could have been real bad. That could have ruined the moment real quick.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
And then the US title, I forget off the top of my head who you won that from.
So that kind of piggybacked off the whole like internet title and the YouTube show. Like the beginning of the year, I started the show, and at the end of the year, I won the US title from Dolph Ziggler, who I was creating like a storyline with on my YouTube show, which was brought on to WWE TV. So to me, it was like a cool way to end the year. Starting the year as nothing and starting the YouTube show, ending as the US champ, and really continuing. It continued on from the storyline that we were doing on my YouTube show. It was just like stuff that was never done before.
Right. It's yeah, you definitely got some great um, backstories to every one of those wins, so that's pretty cool. And it didn't seem like it was like you said, it wasn't like just some random house show or just like there was a purpose behind it.
Right, and like even like the first tag team titles we won in WWE, we as in Hawkins and I, yeah, like that was just it was on a pay per view. Like probably no one remembers it because it was meaningless, you know. But to me, it means a lot because it was in my hometown, in my home arena, you know. So for us to win the tag team titles there, like at home, like it wasn't in like I don't know Denver, Colorado. You know, it was on Long Island in the same arena that I used to go to. I slept out at because back in the day there was no internet. You had to, you had to sleep out to get those tickets. You
Yeah.
know, so it was a cool moment for sure.
Nice. Very cool. And then I mean, you were with the company for how many years?
I'm not good at math, but I started in 2006 and I got released in
So
2020.
14.
So just about 14 years. And then on the actual roster, 2007. So like, what is that? 13 years.
Yeah, 13,
Yeah.
14.
So it was a long time.
Yeah. And then no major injuries in the process. You broke your leg at one point, but that was nothing to do with the
Yeah.
right?
No, it was actually. It was I blew out my knee. I ruptured my patella tendon, which is basically like your kneecap just ruptured. Not a freak injury in the sense that like I didn't land weird, I didn't like fall weird. I just jumped up to do a move and it was time to go. You
Yeah.
know, it was just one of those freak things. Messed up my shoulder, my back, but I never needed surgery until that day. So like if you watch it back, like you watch the footage, you can see it on YouTube, whatever. You can't tell, because I'm literally just jumping up for something. And luckily that was the finish of the match. So like I was able to finish and nobody could tell, but I knew right away that something was wrong.
Yeah. So with the 14 years you were there, you saw a lot of guys come and go in the meantime. So what do you think gave you that long of a run there? What was the
Well, yeah, I mean, that's for sure. When I first started, it was like a revolving door of people. It was like people, you had like, some people didn't even get a chance and you were just gone, and then I called myself like the cockroach of WWE. I'd always find a way to survive because, before this cut that released me and a couple other guys, they kind of stopped doing those for a while. Like they would have those mass cuts like every couple of months, but then there was a couple of years where nothing like that happened. But I definitely think the Edgehead run that Hawkins and I had, where we became the Edgeheads with Edge, I definitely saved our career at one point. The YouTube show definitely saved my career. And just like, I think I was always somebody who, you need me to go out on a live event with some NXT guy and see if he's got it, I can do that. You need me to go put 20 minutes with somebody, I can do that. Like whatever they needed me to do, I was able to do. So I think that's part of the reason that I was around for so long. And also because of the fans who supported me from the YouTube run, they never forgot that, they were always loud for me when I came out. And, I'm always grateful for those fans.
very cool. Yeah, they put you up with Mojo there for a while. Was that to get him broken in more or less?
Yeah, I think, that happened I wasn't really doing anything at the time anyway, but I think it was to kind of get him ready and to kind of get him like acclimated to the WWE system and, just the road, because it's different. NXT, it's great. But when you're on the road, it's different. It's a different animal. It's different. You're not at the performance center with the strength and conditioning coach. You're driving, 300 miles a night. And then, you know what? There might only be like a shitty Planet Fitness in that, like everything changes, So, and Mojo he was like a sponge. He liked to soak up everything. So it was good. It wasn't necessarily what I wanted to be doing, but I knew it was an opportunity. So any opportunity that I got, I tried to make the most of it.
Well, that's good. Back again. It's that that cockroach theory, I guess.
Yeah.
Better terms, but it kept you there, and it seemed to be on good terms for a lot longer than some of the other guys and girls were pulling off. So it says something for your credibility, though, too.